All right, we should be recording now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Amy, and I collaborated with my teammate Jeffrey on our final project.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey.
Our project is a cafe self-service kiosk, which we developed as a C++ console application using modular programming and concepts we've learned throughout the semester. The purpose of this project is to create a cafe self-service kiosk system using a C++ console application. Our system allows customers to place food orders and managers to maintain the menu and system settings. The application is designed using the concepts we learned through our course. The application will operate in two modes, manager mode and customer mode, selected from the home menu. The system interacts with users via the console and uses text files for data storage. Welcome to our program. So for our software requirements, we use the Moscow prioritization method we learned in Module 3. That includes must-haves that are critical requirements for the program to function, should-haves, which adds value but not critical, could-haves that are nice to have, and won't have are recognized and acknowledged but won't be included. So for our must-haves, these are essential features for functionality. Those include the home menu with customer, manager, and exit options. Menu displays correctly using file data. File IO reads and writes cart order data. Customer can view menu, place an order, and view cart. And manager can log in with credentials, toggle maintenance mode, and add menu items. So our should-haves, these add value but are not critical. This was a file-based menu system, console menu layout, and display total cost with tax breakdown. These were our could-haves, nice to include but not required. So remove item from cart, review cart, sort menu by category, menu search or filter, formatted menus, and error handling. These were our won't haves. These were recognized but won't be included. This is menu sorting or filtering features, a customizable quantity per item, a payment system, user accounts or login for customers, and a mobile or web app version. So as mentioned, our program features two modes. This is the manager mode and customer mode. In manager mode, it includes authentication using credentials stored in credentials txt file, a view full menu loaded from the menu txt file, add menu item, remove menu item, toggle maintenance mode to disable customer access and return to home menu. In customer mode, it features blocked when maintenance mode is active, view menu, place an order, add multiple items to a cart, review order, 7% tax automatically calculated, cancel option to clear the order, and return to home menu.
Alrighty, so we started off our program design here with generating pseudocode. So this pseudocode really helped us start from scratch and get a good basis of how we want to design our program. So the pseudocode is pictured here. We have a couple different modes in this program. We have manager and customer mode, so you can kind of see the different features we're using that we learned in the class, if conditionals, loops, for loops, do while loops. It's all kind of summarized here in a way that's easy to read with our pseudocode. Next slide, please. Just some more pictures of pseudocode here. You can see different functions we have for both the manager to add and remove items from the menu, as well as the customer who can display the menu and take a look at what's on it. Next slide, please. More pseudocode pictures so the customer can place the order, and you can just see how that function works there, as well as reviewing the card at the very end. It'll show them all the things they wanted to order, sum them up, add the tax, and all that good stuff. Next slide, please. After we generated pseudocode, we moved on to designing them in flowcharts. So the flowcharts really helped us visualize how the program kind of is laid out logically. So flowcharts were created in detail for each function in our program using draw.io. A lot of these functions and flowcharts are pretty big, so we didn't include all of them here on the PowerPoint, but you can find them all in our assignment submission. So the int main function here is pretty short. It only calls one other function, show home menu. So that one is listed here. Next slide, please. Here's another one. This is for the display menu, but you could just see it's kind of a bit longer, but you can see the flowchart uses the correct shapes. It uses the correct verbiage, display, set, inputs, as well as it's a completely closed system. So there's no dead ends, no leaks in the flowchart. The program always has that next step to go to, and you can see other things as well as conditionals and some loops in there as well. Next slide, please. And just one more example for our flowcharts for our different function, the show home menu function. This one's a little bit shorter, but you can see other things. This one calls a few other functions, so you can see that in this flowchart as well. Next slide, please. Next, we moved on to structure charts to kind of outlay how the functions will interact with each other, which function calls what and how they kind of stack. So here's our structure chart there. Starting from main only calls one function, show home menu, which calls three other, which each one may or may not call other functions. So there's our structure chart. Next slide, please. Some extras that we were able to implement here from our could haves, where we were able to remove items from the cart that the customer added. We're able to review the cart at the very end, show a nice summary to the customer, to the end user, as well as sort the menu by category so that the big and giant menu isn't pushed to you as soon as you want to view the menu. It actually asks you what category you want to take a look at: tacos, soups, bakeries, and then so you select category, then it'll show you the more detailed food items underneath that category. Next slide, please. Lastly, collaboration report. So we did divide up the tasks into separate tasks. There are a lot of them, such as identifying requirements, generating pseudocode, creating structure charts, creating the detailed flowcharts for each function used, doing the actual coding in C++, review and feedback on the coding designs, testing the code, documenting the outputs, and verifying that those outputs met all of our requirements. Amy took a large role in writing the pseudocode, translating that pseudocode into C++, as well as helped out on creating the structure charts to visualize the function calls. Jeffrey created flowcharts for all functions used in the program, as well as perform code testing and validation documentation. Next slide, please. All right, so we're going to transition from the PowerPoint. I'm going to hand it back over to Amy. She's going to pull up VS Code and showcase our program.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up a terminal and go ahead and compile our program. I'm on a Mac, so I'm using Clang++. I'm going to go ahead and name the program Cafe. And here you can see our home menu. So welcome to the Cafe kiosk. It gives you the three options: manager, customer, or exit. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase the manager mode. This does require a manager login. It does read from the TXT file that we have under credentials. I'm going to go ahead and enter username and password. And here you see it gives a login successful message. Welcome, Sam2023. And here's the manager menu. So we have the option to display all menu items, add new menu item, remove menu item, toggle maintenance mode, and return to home menu. So under number 1, we have display all menu items. You can see that category that we were talking about. So here's our available menu categories. I'm going to go ahead and show 1, taco. Then here you see our taco category. We did format the menus using an IOMANIP C++ library. It is a basic C++ library, and it just allows you to integer padding to make it line up and visually pleasing. So here you see the taco menu, item, price, and description. And it does loop back into our manager menu. And so next we'll go into add new menu item. You'll select the category. I'm going to go ahead and enter soup. Enter the item name, soup. Enter the price. And enter the item description. Menu item added successfully. Let's go ahead and check our menu, display all menu items. We're going to go into our soup category, and there you see it. So soup, hot soup, price, and description. And then to move on to the next would be remove menu item. So we're going to go ahead and select and enter the name of the item you want to remove. So we'll go ahead and remove the hot soup that I had just added. And here it confirms item hot soup removed from the menu. Then we have toggle maintenance mode. And it does inform maintenance mode is now on. And then we'll go ahead and turn that back off. Maintenance mode is now off. And then last option is return to home menu. And that brings us back to our home menu. And then I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jeffrey, who can show the customer mode.
Alrighty, so if you can go ahead, pause your share.
Yes.
Then I will pull up my screen here, and Amy, let me know if you can see it all right.
Yes.
Okay, so I have our program file pulled up here. I'm just going to compile it really quick on my machine here on Windows. You can see it compiles just fine. I'm going to display the customer menu here. So I'm just going to go press 2, enter the customer menu. There's 3 options. You can view the menu, place an order, or return home. I'm going to go ahead, just view the menu, available categories. You can see all the categories are nicely laid out here. I am going to take a look into the tacos, and I can see the nice menu laid out here. After I take a look at the menu, I can decide to place an order. So I will enter number 2 here to place an order. I did like the look of that taco, so I will go ahead and just copy this. I want this El Pastor classic taco right here. Actually, can't copy paste there, so I'll just type it out here. El Pastor classic. And I think I got that taco right, so I'll just go ahead. That is $7.99, so it did add that to my cart. Now it does ask me if I'd like to add another item, cancel my order, or be done with it. So, you know, I am feeling kind of full actually, so I will go ahead, just test out canceling the order, and brings me back to the customer menu. And different things you can order here. Go into soups. You know, there's different types of soups. Let's try out beef barley deluxe, and that looks like it is $6.50. So I'll add that to my carts, and you can see I could go ahead, add another item there, taco, and then let's do the new taco. That's one I actually added earlier during testing. And then add the new taco. I am done. And then you can see my cart has my 2 tacos here. It sums it up with our subtotal, then adds 7% tax to that subtotal, queries the user to proceed to the register and pay the total of tax, and thanks the user for the order. It does pull customer menu back up just in case any more subsequent orders want to be done. When the customer's all done, however, they can press 3, and that'll take it back to our home menu. And now that we've showcased both the manager and customer menus, I will click 3 here and just show the exit and goodbye. And that will close out our program here.
Great.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank you for coming to our presentation for our project. And thank you, Jeffrey.
yeah, thank you very much. I will now pause the recording. Or pause share and then